So I want to talk about machines for nature. The industrial war complex should switch to building, and the insane possibilities that we have not explored in ecology, biodynamics, alternative agriculture, diverse agriculture, machines from nature. Right now, the industrial war complex builds big machines designed to dominate, extract, surveil, and destroy. It's the final outdated empire, an economic engine fed by fear, conflict, and scarcity, right? To move into the system of abundance, right, which is what we have in nature, in sustainable formats, we would be smaller, less. Space shuttle image of the city is an exact structure pattern as cancer microscopically. It's very interesting the way that these cancer patches on the planet produce such a toxic culture, toxic food and water supplies, toxic information. But if we spread out and we make new, sustainable sized, sustainable with nature, a certain distance apart. I've written the specs on that distance, river requirement, everything, watershed level measurements to where you could certify out a real sustainable mapping, zoning. And so living sustainable this way, we could also generate our own natural power for that size of a community. Again, size limits being the thing, because you can hook a Pendleton wheel up. You can hook up my boy's new Watercrest, Chop Shop Canada Watercrest rooftop wind. So now we can hook the Pendleton wheel to the river, solar panels on the roof incline, wind generation on the top of the incline with these very well designed consumer level, right? So we can go out there, we can power our little community, we can live sustainably, we don't need to produce any waste. This isn't for everybody. This is for a small select segment of society. No doubt. No doubt, not everybody will be able to make these changes. Adaptability is the greatest measure of intelligence. So if you're someone who wouldn't be able to make this adaptation now to this type of thing, but you find it interesting, start now adapting to new environments so that when I convince these war makers to start enhancing the ecology and the profits and enhancing the ecology and how our first food supply goes to the oligarchs anyway, and you'll be eating king's feast that kings have never eaten before, because now we can do a hybrid between indigenous to modern farming experts that have all flourished down here in Central and South America. I actually come to you from Rio Branco, Brazil, right now, on the border of Bolivia and Peru. Very exotic, untraveled destination. This is the heart of the Amazon. What could he be doing here? So no longer machines designed to dominate, extract, surveil, and destroy. Now, with that same engineering power, capital, logistics, and military grade precision, we can redirect. I mean, this is a major crossroads for humanity that most of humanity doesn't even see. But we can continue doing this territorial, small-minded thing right inside of the abundance of nature, telling us this whole other thing. We can keep doing these monocultures that poison for miles and miles. Out here in the jungle, you can start to see year after year, for mile after mile, anywhere near a palm farm, a palm oil industry, or several many. In the caldera of it, they say Boquete Mountain best coffee. They say this, listen, they spray the monoculture coffee so bad there's no fish in those rivers that should be, So monoculture grows Michelle banana. I can put it out on these little banana stands we have, because some vacationer will leave them. The birds don't touch those. But the bananas that we grow, the birds touch. The 13 species of banana and plantain that we grow, right? Because we're connoisseurs. We're navigators of life more than the best spirit-tipping nutritionists, nutritional diversity, super diet composers. No, I'm just playing. All right, if the same engineering power, capital, logistics, and military grade were redirected to machines that plant forests faster than chainsaws can clear them, drone fleets that regenerate ecosystems instead of bombing cities, and make superfood that is biodynamically enhanced with daily visitation, biofabrication units that turn wild plant biomass into superfoods and medicines at scale. What I'm telling you right now is the alternative to the doomsday stuff that's truly going on, where fake meat, crickets. Why? We have an ecology to enhance. That is absolutely insane. Anecdotally, because these are fake conversations anyway, right? The homeless, food crisis. All the homeless people are fat. It's not a food crisis. It's a type of food crisis. It's an industrial food crisis. We had an industrial boom. Now we need to put brakes on that. There's a line somewhere, right? And we need to go, a segment of us at least, can go do hybrid. Imagine our highway systems. You watch the Sean Ryan podcast where the unfortunate power grid chink in the armor and vulnerability exists, right? And this is an answer to that. Why wouldn't we have little power, food, energy production stations at rest areas all along that thing that can be well managed, and sustainable? You know what I mean? You could actually, in this case, build machines that create sustainable operations. That's not the defense spending model at all, right? This is just destructive, black hole, money burning, people burning. It's horrendous. It's 2025, and we're still with it. We're still doing this, and nobody understands it. Nobody supports it, right? This is the... I don't even want to use the words to pollute the technical, scientific presentation in communicating the importance of this science. Water purification nodes that turn polluted rivers into living arteries of abundance. We can use these stations to clean problems that were created somewhere upstream, right? Biofabrication units that turn wild plant biomass into superfoods and medicines at scale. Right now, we're working on this piece of equipment as well. Energy systems that mimic photosynthesis and feed the grid clean power. A natural, we pay attention to nature to understand everything better. That's Einstein. If we make a natural functioning system that goes along the abundance guidelines, hello, you could just call me the modern Moses. We now leave and we go into true operational freedom where you can do art and science, which is the same thing. Because if you're not doing that, what exactly are you doing? And if you're not doing it honestly and valiantly, doing the right thing and telling the truth every step of the way, you're opening black holes is what and you're responsible for those. All right, so we're gonna build. We're not gonna conflict. We're gonna take the intelligent, higher route. Character is a big mechanical piece in all of this right here. We need to make sure we're working with character people. We do personality tests. We test them in real life. Because if you're going to do something spirit tipping important and you want to have a spirit tip that doesn't shatter on first impact, you better have a rite of passage for every little molecule involved with that metal alloy. Right? Steel healing, soil healing robots that build humus, increase biodiversity, and reverse desertification. They've got really this algae injection method going really well, and if you had a little robot army to apply this stuff and continuously nurture that patch of land, right? Can we see the Nile, the Sahara, living architecture printers that construct homes from regenerative materials? No brainer. Boom, there you go. Not only can maybe homeless people be moved to nature where they can heal. This is a big one. Right? I don't want to get into too much of an economic discussion, but definitely if we have the best foods available, the health costs of humanity go way down. Our conscious elevation is much more dependable because people are not psychopaths anymore. They're well nutrified beings, and they're taking less chemicals because we have to learn that the prescribers of information, nutrition, pharmaceuticals are to be heavily thrashed with a cat of nine tails over and over and over and over and over again. If you want to make these billions of dollars, you need to make it responsibly, man. You can't be responsible for this whole, we cannot continue to glorify these rats. We cannot continue to we cannot continue to herd in the stable commanded by the celebrity because we've figured out all these people are ill and they're liars and deceivers and they have ill intentions. If you make a mistake and you don't have a bad intention, I can see it. If you have bad intentions or whatever, what was I thinking having you anywhere around here? Because little Sally and little Timmy are over there, man. That's my duty to make responsible, accountable, well-schooled, wise decisions as I proceed, So maybe I shouldn't even be making this video, but I want to talk to people and start building the team who's interested in this, who would like to work in this, who can see the vision that eventually we can have these little production centers everywhere to make a live supplement with chlorophyll and all this stuff ready to go, that's fresh, that uses the wild, that uses specific cultivar of ours too. This is the future of nutrition and human performance and human evolution, going back to the tree of life and combining a hybrid, responsible, tree of knowledge, technology to it now. Boom, boom, boom. This way, we can all stay. There are existing permaculture studies now that show everyone who's ever lived on this planet could live right now if we did it in a sustainable way, right? Now, microbial, if anyone is saying this country or this place is too crowded, well, if you could re-ecologize, I think personally, using ley line and planetary structure and biodynamic power centers strategically placed throughout the world, we could kick off some planetary biodynamic magic. Like I can see that too. And for those of you who don't know my story, I just want to tell you real quick. I have 15 years in Central and South America. I lived out in the jungle, no phone, no bank account. I will never lie to you. I can't stand lies. And living in nature, I was just talking to my man Snake this morning, just before this, which, I have to do my checklist and then hit breakfast before it closes. This beautiful hotel has a great breakfast here in Rio Branco, Brazil. Okay, so we can do living architecture printers, construct homes, really put a lot of people in the new ecological enhancement skill career place, right? Wildlife monitoring, AI that protects species like a planetary immune system, microbial bioreactors that create high diversity nutritional compounds, food as medicine. If we're all on superfood all day, the way we're supposed to have it, you're not going to get sick just like a wild animal. We would not merely avoid collapse, we would outgrow war itself. The industrial war complex should build machines of life. They should build machines of regeneration. Can I convince? I'll be sending this video directly to them on Twitter for now. And as we continue, we'll do more and better productions. Would you like to be involved with that? Please get in touch with us. The community is building. The mission is real. There is no realer, more genuine, self-constructive, growth-oriented mission that you could become a part of, right? Because the real enemy isn't a nation or religion, or a tribe. Actually, those are all figments of ridiculousness. We're finding out more and more and more just how so. Soil loss, monoculture, their new food plans, the new farming. I'm telling you, we're at a crossroads here. There are new plans for you in the centrally distributed, already toxic as hell food system. And this 10 years is way more toxic than the last one. So the results are really not in on what you're consuming today. If you're not taking the time to find a small farmer and invest in him. Metabolic disease, polluted water, disconnected humanity, scarcity thinking. We're in the wrong cognition altogether. We're in the wrong alignment. Our natural alignment has been hijacked, and whatever the root of it is, none of us know exactly. So that aside, this has become extremely sick, extremely unnatural. It's like if there's an unnatural policy that they can make, it's guaranteed to come in all hardcore and sneaky and just crack and shell down on, right? This, we got a lot of work to do. You see, I don't even do the unnecessaries, man. I should get a tripod though. Companies grow food smarter than chemical agriculture. We can totally scale alternative organic agriculture, provide tons of jobs, move everybody into that from Gaza. Here, look, we'll do it, right? But come on. We have regenerate landscapes faster than industrial arm damages them. At some point, we're going to have to, right? Build materials that heal instead of harm. Power civilizations from Earth's biological intelligence. Weapons and life. Machines for nature extended. We have a new mission at hand. Right in front of everyone's face. How many times can the mic drop? How many times can I tell this, and what vehicle do I need to put it in? You tell me, and let's do it, please. Please help me save the planet, right? And But yeah, the team is becoming impressive. Right at the top, we've got uh, aerospace engineers, green energy company executives. Um, we've got full plans for these machines at nutritionaldiversity.com. The BioVoltaire drone, the soil maker, the nutrition weaver, right? Where we're going to extract from raw nature and make nutritional compounds that are super nutritional compounds, right? Strategic cultivars all over the world that are insane that we're not using tons of now. New nutritional education and information that is highly empowering to the ecosystem as well, instead of damaging to our own environment. My only mother, nature. So I really deeply appreciate your time if you stuck with this one. And I hope you at least appreciate the gear turning ideas that these videos present. And if you have someone that you can share these with, please do that, right? Let's get this going. Let's be truly responsible for making incredible decisions and actions that benefit everyone today, and connect this up with another person who's going to make it go another little distance. That's how we do this. That's the team. That's the evolution, whether or not there's an R on the front of it, right? Because none of these mouth sounds really begin to describe anything that we're talking about. We don't know anything. We don't believe anything. We're seeking in this life, clearly here to learn. So we're seekers. Please show us a better way. I love you.